Today we will study our Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Before that, as usual, let us chant this mantra. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kubibhiriditam kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. And we will study the page number 457, Friday, June 20, 1884. It was dusk. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in his room, absorbed in contemplation of the Divine Mother. Now and then he was chanting her name. Rakhal, Adhar, Aim, and several other devotees were with him. Master Mahasaya is drawing that particular picture. Why? Because that is the way one should practice spiritual life. Sri Ramakrishna giving the example through his own life. And in the evening time, he is quietly sitting, meditating. It is the dusk actually. When one cannot see the things, it is not that clear. That is the dusk time. Whole nature is becoming quiet, calm, as because we are within the nature, our mind is also automatically becoming quiet. That is the time one should utilize and sit quietly. And now and then he is taking the name. This is the picture drawn by Master Mahasaya only to give us an example of the Sri Ramakrishna, how one should behave, one should practice. After a while, the evening worship began in the temples. Other left the room to see the worship. Other, we know, those who are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we know these people. He was a deputy magistrate in those days. And he came to meet Sri Ramakrishna in the evening time. He has gone to see that. Sri Ramakrishna and Aim, they are now conversing. Aim has not gone to see or attain the arati. Why? Aim knew that spending time with Sri Ramakrishna will be more beneficial, spiritual, than going and attending that arati. That realization he was having, and that is the reason he didn't leave. Sri Ramakrishna is talking with him. Tell me, does Baburam intend to continue his studies? He is talking with Aim because here it is 1884. 1886 Sri Ramakrishna will give up his body. So within these 2 years, slowly he is choosing his flag bearers and he is training them. And very interestingly, he is consulting with Aim, Master Mahasaya, who is a householder, and he will be forming a monastic group. Why Master Mahasaya? Because Master Mahasaya's heart was very pure. Only thing that he was married, so Sri Ramakrishna didn't take him, but his heart was pure first. Second, he was a teacher. His experience about the students and the young people were more. The Sri Ramakrishna is consulting with him about a young boy, Baburam, who afterwards became Swami Premananda. So I noticed the other day, I saw Baburam as a goddess with a necklace around her neck and with women companions about her. So Sri Ramakrishna, he is explaining about the Baburam. So this is the speciality. Those who are coming to Sri Ramakrishna know it for sure. The call has come from him, otherwise it is impossible to come to him. When he chooses, he gives the call. And understand that something he must have done. That's why again and again, those of us who have come to this ideology, we should understand that something good we must have done in the past. That's why Sri Ramakrishna has chosen us. And he is giving the call. We are coming to him. Don't have any doubt about it. You need not to go here and there again and again. Only one ideology, the Sri Ramakrishna, because that is the most Catholic, most broad ideology. Love and unselfishness. That is the main thing of Sri Ramakrishna. And here we can understand how he is choosing his disciples, his apostles, who will continue his ideology afterwards, practicing in their own lives and also propagating in the outside. I saw Baburam as a goddess with a necklace around her neck, with women companions about her. He has received something in a dream. That means Baburam also has received some mantra in a dream. His body is pure. Only a very little effort will awaken his spiritual consciousness. Now from this description, what do you understand? Sri Ramakrishna is the God himself. He knows everything in and out of a person. He knew when he is going to be spiritually awakened. He knew his past. He knew his future. He knows his present also. And in the Vishnu Puran, when we find who is God, who knows everything about the beings, past, present and future, that is God. Without God, and so casually he is talking. So casually he is telling this, as if it is nothing. But is it not when we contemplate, how could he say like that? So this is the wonderful, I saw Baburam, that he is a goddess actually, so full of love. Baburam Maharaj was full of love and compassion and service, and he was pure. Now, it will be nice if Baburam lives with me. Now he is telling. The nature of these attendants of mine is undergoing a change. Now here you have to understand. Just previously, when we were discussing that Pratap Majumdar, who came over here as a representative of another religious sect, and he is asking Sri Ramakrishna, revered sir, are those who live with you making progress in spiritual life? Can you imagine what progress he himself made? And this is the ego. I know everything. It's because he could speak in English. So that ego was there. As because he thought he is explaining the Vedanta, and many youngsters and the young people, educated people listening to him, just immediately after the Keshav Chandra Sen, he was that second man. So that ego was there, that expressed before Sri Ramakrishna, who wanted to tell him, it is enough for you, to all this lecturing, these and that. Now, it is time, you must concentrate and try to develop your own spiritual power. Instead, indirectly, he is asking Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna didn't say anything immediately, but the next day we find he is giving indirectly the reply to that question that he asked Pratap Majumdar. He is telling that It will be nice if Baburam lives with me. The nature of these attendants of mine is undergoing a change. Latu is always tense with spiritual emotion. Latu Maharaj, afterwards Swami Vivekananda gave him a monastic name, Adbhutananda. It's unexplicable. So Adbhuta is also one of the epithets of Brahman, Adbhuta. You cannot explain. So Swami Vivekananda gave this name to this Latu Maharaj, Adbhutananda ji. This is really unthinkable and one cannot explain about him. He was completely unlettered person, but Brahmagyani. And that is the way Sri Ramakrishna, if you read the life of Sri Ramakrishna and the direct disciples, the complete idea about the spiritual growth, spiritual life. So when the Sri Ramakrishna, he himself was not that way educated, and one of his direct disciples, this Latu Maharaj, could not attend any school and he was very poor. It never mind. Nothing for that, whether it is poor, whether it is low born, low caste, uneducated, nothing. Spiritual growth is a completely different thing. And he is telling Latu is always tense with spiritual emotion. He is about to merge himself in God, not the point. He is about to merge himself in God. Again, Sri Ramakrishna is the Devatya, Ishwaratya, he is manifesting. He could understand what is going to happen to whom, when. That is so clear about him. He is going to merge himself in God. Rakal is getting into such a spiritual mood that he cannot do anything even for himself. Because the love for meditation, love for taking the name of God, this Latu Maharaj, this Rakal Maharaj, not that they constantly have that, this reading the scripture and discussing, no. They are serving the Holy Mother, serving the Master, our Sri Ramakrishna, and meditating, taking the name of God. And by that way, in the presence of Sri Ramakrishna, they have reached to that height about which Sri Ramakrishna himself is telling within few days. He will merge with God, this Latu Maharaj, Rakal Maharaj, etc. Among the youngsters, Baburam and Niranjan are rather exceptional. Niranjan Maharaj was tremendously masculine. Baburam Maharaj, a feminine idea. But they are special, very special. Why? Because of the purity. We will have this. I don't want Baburam to tear himself away from his family. It may make trouble at home. So he is giving the time. When I ask him, why don't you come? He says, why not make me come? Baburam's the confidence. He knew that Sri Ramakrishna is not ordinary. He is God himself. So it is everything in your hand. Why you are not calling me so that I can come? He looks at Rakal and weeps. He says, Rakal is very happy here. So the other day, one devotee was telling, I inspire young people to become monks. Some of them, they have become monks. I told, no one can make monks, renouncing is not so easy. No one can make that. It is all inborn. And when the time will come, that will manifest. No one can do that. We have seen, even the parents, they are connected with the Ramakrishna mission. They want their son to become a monk. They have great respect for the monks. And all through, from the childhood days, they gave that education, you should become a monk, you should be like this, you should be like that. Then when the last day they brought the boy and wanted to offer it to our President Swamiji, please accept him as a monk. The Maharaj asked him, do you like to become a monk? No, let the parents do. I don't bother. It's all inborn. As a last birth, we must have done something, so we got the call. Otherwise it is impossible. No one can inspire. So this we must understand. And who can see this? Ma Sharada Devi. And one boy, he was behaving very peculiarly. Another young man of the same age. That they both of them, they were, in those days, they used to get down from the train and they used to walk, or sometimes those who were having some money could hire some bullock carts and all that. So they are walking, lonely, that village roads. So this gentleman thought, oh, here's another young man is going, let me talk to him. So he was talking, it was very interesting. He said, where you are going? And he said, where everyone should go. That was his reply. Very peculiar. Anyway, so I am going to mother's house. My destination also the same. Everyone should go there. Then he said, what do you do? I am preparing myself to sacrifice at the feet of mother. That was his thing. So he was just different type. And on the way, when he saw on the pond there are some lotuses, he jumped into that. So, and then plucked some of the flowers, came over there, and in the same condition, he was holding the flowers so that he can offer it at the Holy Mother. Then finally they reached. The second boy never cared for the first one, that we are friends, let us stay together, and did nothing about. He was in his own mood. Then the first one from the Calcutta city, he told mother, look at that boy, mother. He was a little crazy, isn't it? Mother commented, it is his last birth. That's why he never bothers about anything. They become like this. So, but this boy, mother didn't say anything to him. He was good. He was also having the devotion to mother. But mother never said. But about him, mother immediately said, it is his last birth. So they know. Thakur also is telling like that. And the Rakhal, he used to live with Sri Ramakrishna. And this our Baburam, when he used to see him, he used to feel that he is so happy. Why? Baburam, if you go, they were very rich people, Jamindars. A part of their ancestral house has come to the Ramakrishna mission, and we have a center over there nowadays. If you go to Jairambati, Kamarpukur, you can go to that place. And Baburam's mother was very good lady. She used to feed the young boys and all the time helping them. And in their house only, if you go, still that place is there, where they took the promise that we will become monks under the leadership of Swami Vivekananda. So from that house, he is thinking, I am not happy. If I could come and stay. Why? Because the past birth is constantly asking you to come over here. You must have to come. There is no other way. No one can explain why they have come. If you ask why you have become a monk, sometimes they try to give answer. I read one book of Swami Vivekananda, then I got inspired. Why you got that book? So many people are also getting those books. How come that one of our Swamiji who was a Muslim by religion, and he was from the Middle East country, he was a doctor, and one day when he was traveling in Germany, he used to stay in Germany, he saw the one gentleman, a German gentleman, reading the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 1. And it's not the system in the Europe to immediately borrow, but he was When he saw that, he saw this is the man, this is the person, the picture of Swami Vivekananda, and he was drawn and says, "Sir, if you don't mind, can I read a few pages of the book?" He said, "Yeah, okay." He started reading and he felt, this is the book I wanted. Then he said, "Can I borrow it? You come to my house, a lot of books are there, you can take any book." Slowly he started reading. And then one day he decided to become a monk. He went to Belur Math, and you know that because foreigner, so, and then from other religion, lot of things. And afterwards he became a monk. Still there, he is there. How can we explain it? It is impossible. Why he suddenly saw that book and why he felt drawn to that particular picture of Swami Vivekananda, and why, forgetting all other etiquettes, he requested that gentleman to give that book to him. It all goes in that way. No one can answer. Only God knows. So we must have to have that great faith. Once we have come over here, we are not going to leave. This is the great ideology. Rakhallam lives here as one of the family. I know that he will never again be attached to the world. Rakhal Maharaj was married, but still Sri Ramakrishna told he is not going to be attached with the family, with the world. The attachment, the desire, they're completely different. There's sometimes some people, they don't feel attached to the world, but they do something else. They'll be going and taking the picture and living in the jungle or doing research on something very special, like this, like that. They are also not that way attached, but their view is different. Their goal is different. But those who will become monks, nuns, their temperaments are totally different. Not much of philosophical. If you ask a person, have you read the philosophy and then you have become monk? No. They get this, some type of attachment to some particular ideology of God. So they go. So here there is Rakhalond. What do you think of Niranjan? This is very interesting, he is asking. What do you think of Niranjan? Again, he is asking to Master Maharshaya. And he is very handsome. See, and immediately Sri Ramakrishna's answer, no, I am not asking about his looks. He is guileless. One can easily realize God if one is free from guile. This word guile means sharal. The saralata. What is the saralata? Simplicity. Not that they are idiots, not that they don't understand. They understand everything, but take it simply. They will never make it, oh, why he said like this, why they are doing like that. You will never make it complicated. Make it very simple. They understand it. The moment they will understand that somebody is going to harm their spiritual life, immediately they will go away from there without doing any other things. And they feel that this person, when they come, their company, is not giving the upliftment in the mind. They won't go there. They are very intelligent, at the same time simple. That's why Sri Ramakrishna is telling, he himself was Sharal, embodiment of Saralata, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. But he knew everything. He understood everything. Why a person is here, apart from his spiritual, the power that he could read the mind of each and every one. From the childhood days, if you see, he used to understand where to go, when not to go, and to whom to talk to and whom not. Everything. So he is guideless. One can easily realize God if one is free from guile. Spiritual instruction produces quick results in a guileless heart. That's That's why they always say young mind should come in spiritual life. In the Ramakrishna mission, 25 years, that is the bar. And nowadays, you must have to have the college university certificate, and then 25 years. And now somebody is doing some research and the doctoral this thing and that. Ultimately 30. Above 30, no. Why do they do that? Then one gentleman came, he was telling, suppose I am above 30, but won't I become a monk? Not in Ramakrishna mission, but anywhere else you can take. Ginyasa nitya sannyasi yo na deshti na kangshati. What about monk? If you are not having the aversion or attachment. Now I don't want this and I want this. No, not like that. Just that is a sannyasi. Why don't you become like that? There's no problem. You can. But an organization, there some rules and regulations should have to be maintained. That is the thing. Sometimes some people don't understand the Ramakrishna mission and why they have not taken this Swami. He was so young and all this thing. Because of the organization. The moment you are coming to the organization, the main thing is you have to follow the rules and regulations. Otherwise, somebody will come and say, I like to go out and give lecturing, mixing with the devotees, living in their houses, but I like to be a member of the Ramakrishna mission. Then they say, no. We have all good wishes for you, go and spread the message, but not as a member of the Ramakrishna mission. We are not attached with any political ideologies. Maybe we are concerned about the society, the people, the country, sometimes we discuss, but no, not having any political associations. This is the system of the organization. Now, some people, if they think that, no, why not? So many monks, they are having these, so we should also go. You can always go, but not as a member of the Ramakrishna mission. That is exactly, this is the organizational system. If you accept, you stay. If you don't accept, you have every right to go out and do whatever you like. Organizational system is this. Today I was talking to someone and I was telling, look at Swami Vivekananda, who loved India so much. But when he formed the Ramakrishna mission, he said, monks should not be associated with any political movement. And his disciple, Nivedita, Sister Nivedita, she got very much involved with the freedom movement of India. Our movement, Indian movement. She was an Irish, British. But she thought, no, the first is the freedom. Swami himself said, Swamiji, freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom is the first condition of growth. So she thought, no. Raja Maharaj, Swami Brahmananda, asked her, sister, either this or that. Either you be with us or you have to give up. She wrote, published in the newspaper, announced to the public, I have no connection with the Ramakrishna mission. Why? She knew that she has to do that work. And then all through, we had a very good relation. Even now, after 100 years, we can say, we are celebrating Sister Nivedita. You know, the last year, the whole year we celebrated Sister Nivedita. And no problem. That we have to understand as an organization, these are the system you must have to follow. And here the Niranjan, when you are talking, and Niranjan will not marry, he is telling. Why? Against marriage? No. Because sannyasi, if they are married, they are entangled with the household responsibility. When you are marrying means you are taking the responsibility of a lady or a gentleman. So naturally, you have to have those duties to perform. And this is the reason, and Sri Ramakrishna was choosing, picking up his direct disciples to make a monastic organization. So he said, no, he won't marry. Then he is telling, yes sir, Master Moshe is telling. Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling, what will one gain by renouncing betel leaf and tobacco? Betel leaf and tobacco. Why he is telling like that? In those days in Bengal, even today, if you go to Assam, if you go to somebody's house, the first thing they will offer you is the betel leaf. There is a caste on the system. In those days, the Bengalis, particularly whole of India and eastern part of India, they used to chew the betel leaf. And they used to have, particularly the male folk, the smoking and tobacco. So that was the Ashun, Bhushun, Tamak Khan. That was the Bengali they used to say. Come, sit and smoke. And nowadays we have become very conscious, health, so the smoking has gone. But in those days they used to have the very special and very varieties, different type of hubble bubbles. Rich people, they used to have different type of, even in those days if you see the pictures, a man is going to attend his office and his servants, they are carrying hubble bubble and one person is holding that, and when walking, he is going on smoking, holding that. So there are all this. Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning this. Suppose you think that I give up all this, so I renounce. That is not the renunciation. And what is renunciation? Lust and gold. Kama and Kanchana. Why every time he is making this Kama and Kanchana? Kama means desire. Cannot be fulfilled without the help of money. Kanchana is not, literally it is gold. But Kanchana means money. So money is necessary to satisfy the desire. And again, you have to go for something, some work, some responsibility to earn the money. Again, for the desire, it goes in a circle, Kama and Kanchana. It goes in a circle. So he is telling what will one gain by renouncing betel leaf and tobacco? The real renunciation is the renunciation of lust and gold. Friends, I again and again say, not that I am a Ramakrishna mission monk, so the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is our scripture, Ramakrishna mission main scripture. All monks and nuns and the devotees, they read and must read the gospel. Apart from that, if you judge in the practical life also, the spiritual growth, how Sri Ramakrishna is giving the advices. If you want really, truly spiritual growth, these are the instructions. And just curious about spiritual life. And when you are talking with your friends, you can put forward some of, that is a different thing. If you are going to give the lectures on that, that's also a different thing. But the spiritual life that you try to develop, they're completely different. Completely. Sometimes some people are asking, because the Vedanta they are studying, they're not mixing up the devotion and the path of knowledge. I told you, choose one. If you want to lead a spiritual life in the path of knowledge, of course you can go, but very difficult. You have the responsibilities, you have everything, how can you go? And Swami Vivekananda is giving a practical hint of that Vedanta. What is that? Self-confidence. And develop the self-confidence, and I can also do. That is a practical Vedanta. And then having the relationship, the friendly relationship with all, because they are also the same eternal being in different names and forms. But when you try to realize that, following the path of the knowledge, then Brahma Upasana or Brahma Abhyasa, that is a totally different thing. Manobuddhi ahamkara chittani naham, that constantly you have to go on, vichara, vichara and vichara. Are you ready to do that? Go ahead. But if not, then follow, as Sri Ramakrishna said, understanding the temperament and condition of the present age, he said, Naradiya Bhakti, knowledge combined with devotion. We will read to that how Sri Ramakrishna is taking us to that particular point. The work you are doing won't injure you either. To Master Mahasaya, Sri Ramakrishna is telling. The work you are doing won't injure you either. What you are doing is good. When I am not cheating people, I am not hurting people to earn money, so obviously this is good, no problem. So that is exactly what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Master Mahasaya is telling, I shall be relieved if someone takes charge of them. Sri Ramakrishna was telling him, you have the responsibility because you have a married person. Then Master Mahasaya, who was constantly thinking to give up the family life, I shall be relieved if someone takes charge of them. Then Sri Ramakrishna is telling, that is true. But now do these as well as that. What is this and that? This means the worldly duties that you are doing, performing, and that means spiritual practices. Exactly what all of us are doing that. This and that. Many of our devotees, they are coming from faraway places and coming and cleaning it. I never knew that they have come. They are coming and they are cleaning the whole thing and sweeping and then washing the dishes, then going away. Don't you think that they will get the blessings of God? Of course they should. They will. Each and every action, if it is having the result, the good work that they are doing, and they are not telling anybody, announcing anyone, hey, I am going to do this or that. No, never. Secretly they are coming, doing quietly, praying to Thakur and going away. This and that. This type of services, unselfish services, that means spiritual practice. Again, you are taking the name of God, spiritual practice, reading the holy book, spiritual practice, giving some donations, charity, spiritual practice, inspiring people in their difficult times, spiritual practice, talking very nicely with others, spiritual practice, considering others, spiritual practice. What is this? What is the responsibility that I am? So I am a doctor, I am a professional, so whatever I am doing, this and that. So this and that, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. And it is so nicely, then the Master Mahasaya is telling, it is great luck to be able to renounce everything. Sri Ramakrishna, that is true. But people act according to their inherent tendencies. We have seen, after renouncing, they come, become monk, again they become entangled with something and go away. Many. The Ramakrishna mission, the training is very strict. And all the time observing, in our younger days, we were not allowed to go alone. All the time, 2 or 3 will be good, if not 3, 2. Then you have to have, then he will come and tell about the report. Yes, he went over there like that. Why this? Because now when I was alone in the world and nobody, I was making my all decisions and I was disciplined. Why now that I have become a monk or a nun, I have to have someone with me because of this, The moment you think that I have given up, immediately all your past that will come, samskar as we call, impressions, and they will secretly and sometimes openly force you to do this and that. What you have left already. Some of our monk, he was not doing very gross mistakes, just by habit. I could see we have spat all those things. Don't go back to take that again. It is your decision. Nobody forced you to become a monk. When you were a monk, you were a monk. That should be the knowledge. Once I have left, I have left. I am not bound by anyone. The people are clapping or praising or following, don't bother about that. That mentality, tyaga. Whatever comes in front as a responsibility, perform as best as possible. Don't bother about anything. So I was telling him, because he was my young and under me, then it was my responsibility to tell him. So I guided him. I had to read the Chandi. Every day, read the Chandi. You get the strong. And all these attractions and everything, why they come? Because of the Maya. And who is the goddess of Maya? The Durga, Ma, Sarada. Read Chandi. And so she will be pleased. All this thing will go. He is leading now a very good life. So these are the things we learn from Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And this is very, very practical book in spiritual life. That is true, but people act according to their inherent tendencies. You have a few more ways to perform. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is giving the assurance to Master Maharshi, not just ordinary assurances, because he could see him. So he is telling a few more duties to perform. After these are over, you have peace. What is the goal of life? Peace. Sri Ramakrishna. So the great assurance, a little bit of duties, then after that peace is waiting for me. I will get it. The realization will surely come. Then you will be released. A man cannot easily get out. As his own speciality, the moment you will say something immediately, one example he will give. Here he is giving the example. A man cannot easily get out of the hospital once his name is registered there. He is discharged only when he is completely cured. I know a gentleman who was in the hospital. At the time of going, he himself said, I will go and admit in the hospital. He talked to the doctor and all that. Then afterwards, he was not liking after 2-3 days. He told, Doctor, I like to go. No. Coming is yours. And going is our decision. You cannot take the decision that you will go. We won't really. So I remember the Thakur's word. When you go to hospital, you are going, your decision. But unless and until you are cured, doctors won't allow you to go. So like that, in this world we have come and we have to wait for the grace of God. The devotee who come here may be divided into 2 groups. Now listen to this. And we have to analyze in which group we come. First group, one group they say, Oh God, give me liberation. This is one group. Another group belong to the inner circle. Does not talk that way. They are satisfied if they can know 2 things. First, who I am. Second, who they are and what their relationship to me is. Then he is telling to Master Maharshi, you belong to the second group. Otherwise, then ... He is not mentioning, Sri Ramakrishna is not mentioning, and maybe he mentioned, but Master Maharshi did not record it. You belong to, what is this? I don't care whether going to get the liberation or not. I am very happy, O God, that you have brought me over here, and I like to serve you, I like to know you. There is a Bengali beautiful song composed by one of our Swamiji. He was a direct disciple of Mother. Amareo now tomar khelai. He is mentioning, I am quoting from the middle. Amareo now, please include me, tomar khelai in your play. O bhai Godai dhori duti pai. Now Gadai means, this childhood days the name was Gadadhar, Gadai. I request you, bow at you and then hold your feet. Please accept me in whatever you do in that. Amareo now tomar khelai. O bhai godai dhuri duti pai. So that is the inner circle. They don't bother about mukti. Swami Vivekananda again and again, his way of his talking inspiring, He said, so many lives you have lived and you didn't get the liberation. The proof is that you are living now. And suppose in this life also you give it at the feet of God and serve Him. What is there? Liberation or no liberation. I am very happy that I am with Thakur. How it is possible? Because I love Him. I want to be with Him. The company of that person whom I love. So that is, Sri Ramakrishna is telling that this is the inner group. Then he is telling, please tell me one thing. What is the significance of my having hurt my arm? Sri Ramakrishna broke his arm and he is telling why, what is the significance? Aim is silent. He didn't give any, because he could not get any good reply. Then the master himself is telling, my arm was broken in order to destroy my ego. Oh, I am a great soul. I can talk to God. So that ego, the Sri Ramakrishna, man like him, he is telling, anything may happen any time. It's not that Sri Ramakrishna was not having any ego. Ego in the sense that we are having. But he is telling, don't think that as because you are a spiritual person, religious person, a dharma guru, so nothing will happen to you. Anything may happen. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling to destroy my ego. Captain says, I haven't acquired any occult powers because I eat fish. Captain means that he was the representative of the Nepal king. He came to, because the British was different and the Nepal kingdom was different. So nowadays, like today, the ambassador, they go and stay there to have all these businesses. And so captain was the representative of Nepal. He was a big man in those days. Those people, they always think eating fish and meat, oh my God, then there is no religion. Religion is only about eating. Even today, many people everywhere, they don't understand anything. Telling the truth, oh no, don't bother about that. We are a business community, we have to tell all this falsehood. That is okay, it can go with. But about religion, don't take meat or fish. There they are. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, this is page 459 in the Gospel, he very clearly is mentioning, Captain says, I haven't acquired any occult powers. Sri Ramakrishna, just now he was telling the future and the past and the present of everyone. And if this is not occult power, then what is the occult power? And because I eat fish, I tremble with fear. Now Sri Ramakrishna's reaction. I tremble with fear, lest I should acquire those powers. If I should have them, then this place would be turned into a hospital or a dispensary. Everyone will come, touch me, I am having great pain in the knee, or this and that place, and that will become a hospital. So Sri Ramakrishna's expression that is good. The occult power is nothing in spiritual life. And those who are really pure, they want to get the spiritual experience. They don't want that. Aim is telling, no sir, you have said to us that a man cannot realize God if he possesses even one of the 8 occult powers. The Shakti, the 8 occult powers are there. You can become very small, you can become very big, you can go to anywhere, you can listen from anything from the distance, all these occult powers. Majority of the people, they practice spirituality only to acquire those. But that is also very difficult, not that very easily you will get that. But if you get even one of that, you are not going to get the realization. God, and then Sri Ramakrishna is telling, therefore, love without any selfish motive is best. Love without any selfish motive is best. Then what is the spiritual life? Acquiring love without any selfish motive. And what will be the reaction of that practice? Unselfishness. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, unselfishness is God. The definition of God, unselfishness is God. The moment you are purely unselfish, you have nothing but love, love for each and everyone. God with form and formless God are both equally true. Now friends, we must mark this. What do you say? He is asking to the Master Maharshai. One cannot keep one's mind on the formless God a long time. That is why God assumed form for his devotees. Let me read again. One cannot keep one's mind on the formless God for a long time. That is why God assumes form for his devotees. Brahmana Rupakalpana. Brahman is not having any form. But Rupa Kalpana, we are making that same thing as a form. Why? Because it will be easy for us to attain that. Today morning I was discussing with a gentleman, he is having that confusion. Then I was telling him, as long as you are having the I consciousness, you have to practice meditation with form. And when slowly that will mature, you need not to bother about effort. It will automatically become the formless meditation. When I is not there, then you also is not there. When as long as I am meditating, and I am meditating on the formless, how is this possible? I am meditating on my God, I and my God, I am meditating. And slowly it becomes completely mature, then God and the person who was meditating become one. There remains no difference. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Those who are the followers of Sri Ramakrishna, I don't know why unnecessarily we are having this type of problems. If you read the Gospel at least 2 pages every day, you can complete the whole book and you will have the thorough instruction about the spiritual life. And then he is telling like this. Captain makes a nice remark in this connection. He says that when a bird gets tired soaring very high, it perches on a tree and rests. So the mind is going up, then sometimes coming down and taking the rest. I saw in a vision that the houses of Adar, Balaram, Shurendra were so many places for our gathering. Sri Ramakrishna, he saw these are the devotees who will help in forming the organization. So this is the unique organization, combination of the monks, the monastics, and also the householders. Why? Because Sri Ramakrishna started this in this way. So the householders are coming, helping the monks to start this organization or the monastery or the societies, and slowly both they are going towards the same goal. So this way Sri Ramakrishna, with the help of Surendra, Balaram and all rich and well-established people, and along with all these young stuff that days to come, they never earned. These people came and gave them the money, and these young people who became monks, they physically they went out and spreading this ideology. I think of the magician and his magic, Vedanta. magician and the magic. The God is creating this universe. God is the magician and this universe is his magic. Today morning in the TV I was observing an American magician. So nicely he was playing with the children. He was giving them the candies and the child. Then he covered it with another thing. So with an empty glass, he covered that sweet. Now he opened and there's no. Magician was sitting over there. And this child started crying. Where it has gone? Then again he said, no, it is already there. He gave. So like this, magician is true. Magic is false. How he does it is different thing. Now afterwards, let us complete this. A Gyani sees everything at once. God, Maya and the universe. And living beings. Universe and living beings. God, Maya, universe and living beings. That means three things. And that is why it's called Triputi Veda. And Tripura, Tripurari, all those things are actually Triputi Veda. From there all those names have come, but some stories this time. What is this Triputi? Gyan, Gyata and Gyan. In the beginning they are all different. At the end they become one. So that is called we. So he sees that the Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya, universe and all living beings exist. And at the same time do not exist. Exist and at the same time do not exist. As long as you are thinking, I am observing their existing. When there is no I, the small I, they are not. The small I there, it is there. When that small I is absent, it is not there. And then Chaturvinshati Tattva and all that. I think we should conclude over here. We will continue in the next class. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vikraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.